My name is Mark and today we talk about the brand new released Pulsar limited mouse mats, the ES1 and the ES2 Bruce Lee edition. Let's go, guys. So now you ask yourself, why are they limited? Because they are released together with the Bruce Lee mice, which I made a video already, which was released last week. This is a family and friends edition of the Bruce Lee mice. It's one with an optical click and is based on the X2. Very good mouse, very nice product. And Pulsar themselves thought about or just released together with the mice brand new pads, which are, in my opinion, very good, which also come, as much as I know, or is already confirmed for the ES1 after the limited period is over as normal version without the printings, which I don't know or can't confirm for the ES2 so far. But these are the very first alpha cell pads which I know are released. I don't know another brand who's acting worldwide who already released an alpha cell based mousepad. Now you ask yourself, or you ask me, what is alpha cell? Alpha cell basically is a Chinese version of X-Soft to soft hardness Poron. Poron made in Japan, patented by Rogers, and is basically used in high quality pads like the Venus Pro, Saturn Pro from Lethal Gaming, or for example in the Artisan pads. I think nearly every one of you knows Artisan Hien, Otsu or Zero, and Artisan was the very first brand to basically used those three different Poron versions amid a softer X-Soft. They are declared or just explained how stiff or how soft they are in degrees, but the degrees basically doesn't mean, or the degree number doesn't mean how good they are or how soft they are when you press on them. This basically only means at which temperature they start to stick on a surface. So if something is 5 degrees, a pad like an alpha cell, it starts to stick on the surface at 5 degrees. That's the explanation, by the way. But yeah, Pulsar made this alpha cell pads, two. One is a hybrid, one is a cloth pad. I will show you both now. I have to put this over here. I have both here. This one is the ES1. It's a hybrid pad. Whoop. Looks like this with the printing. That's the alpha cell. You see, I already have some dirt on it. Alpha cell very shiny and honestly one of the most stickiest surface I've ever had. I show you for the cloth version also. That's the ES2, which is a cloth pad. Pretty nice. It sticks basically the same as the hybrid version. At very first, or on the first install, or when you put them out of the pad, you have like these two things in the box. And one thing I need to mention, or want to mention, when you open the packaging for very first time and you look into it, don't get a deep sniff or inhale the air coming out of the box or of the packaging. The reason is it's very chemical on the first release, and I think that's because how alpha cell is made and why or how they just made this foil on the backside on the alpha cell. It's basically like this when you get it out. And this has a reason, because the alpha cell, like you see here, how it sticks, the alpha cell would stick in the box and you would have heavily or a lot of problems to get it out of the box. So it sticks on the very thick foil here. One side is like made for the alpha cell one, the other one is like milk glass, very rough. And then you have this huge explanation sheet by Pulsar, which tells you to clean your desk very good, and then peel off the pad from the foil, put it on the desk and stretch it out on the desk. And since it's delivered flat, it's directly laying flat on the desk. And on the very first one, when you do this the very first time, seek the position or try to get a very, very good position you really want to play, because the first time it sticks the best. It sticks insanely good on the desk. It's like glued, not gonna lie. When I compared it with the Razer Fax, for example, the hard pad with those adversive backside, which was like, I don't know who made it at Razer. It's not even comparable with this, just by how comfortable and good it feels. So it sticks very good, both of them, no matter if it's the ES1, the hybrid, or the Claws, the ES2 version, both sticking the same on the pad. And as you know, my desk is very slippery. It's an IKEA desk, a black one. It's like, I don't know, feels like soap with the most of pads. But with this one, nothing happens. Really, really good. I'm very satisfied. That's a very good thing. Let's talk about the pads in general. Both are 490 width and 420 in height. So in depth, but in height they are 3 millimeters. Basically the alpha cell, which is in competition with the X-Soft2Soft Poron, is like, I think, or feels like 10 degrees, between 10 and 15 degrees. Why I can say this? Because we have like satin here, which is the Satin Pro, which is way softer, which I will show later. And I have also Otsumid here, which is like 30 to 35 degrees, which is like way harder in softness. So this feels like 10 to 15 degrees. Pretty good, pretty solid, very good overall feeling. The edge stitching is improved compared to the old Pulsar pads. If you ever had a Pulsar pad, you think, or you might know them as good pad for a low price, but this time they try to focus to make a higher quality product, and I think the focus or the way they made it or tried it is very good, and the approach is like fulfilled here, because this is a good pad. The edge stitching is low. When you go over with any mice or with any mouse you want over the edges, you won't feel the edges. With glass gates or with standard PTFE skates, no problem. The overall feeling is good. When you come over these, on the hybrid version, over these printings, these are slower, so they would slow you down and they can irritate you. But I think when you play it here in the mid, should be not a real problem. When you do it over here on the cloth version, it's different, because here it's not like printed, offset printed on. Here it's in the fabric, so it's just the color. There's nearly no difference here. You can't feel it on this version. Also, one thing is what I've noticed, they have like a speed comparison on the pads boxes, which says this one is mid to slow and this is mid to fast. For me, in terms of the glide smoothness, on how consistent the glide feels, the difference is so minimal. I wouldn't say these pads are even, one is more fast and one is more slow. I would say this is mid plus by the speed and this is mid minus by speed, just in how it feels. The stopping point here is way better than, so on the cloth version, on the ES2 is way better than on the hybrid version. It's a very, very precise and detailed stopping point, and I have to say that the ES1 is a hybrid pad with, gives you more control, has a textured feeling, not too rough, but you can feel the way the texture is made, or the surface texture in general. You can feel it on your skin, and after some long term or some long stints of gaming, and when they are very sweaty and it's very warm in the room, it can happen that it may irritate your skin, especially here on the hand, where if you don't use a sleeve which covers the hand, but Pulsar's working on these sleeves already, I saw. So this can irritate you maybe, but over time you get used to the stopping point, and this pad can give you a lot of aim stability compared to other hybrid pads. And this pad, by the way, the black one is slower than a Walhaut for sure, and is for me one of the slower type hybrid pads if I would compare it with others. And as I say, I would compare it with others. I have something here to compare with. Let's compare it with a Venus Pro, which I have here. That's the first one I want to compare it with. Venus Pro is like Xsoft Original Peron by Rogers. These pads are made in Taiwan for Lethal Gaming from the United States. As you can see, it's 50 by 50. It also sticks on the desks. It's softer. I think that's 5 degree. It's softer than the Alpha cells. You are more likely to sink in deeper with the Pro Venus than with the ES. And just when you swipe over the Venus Pro, it also feels more abrasive, so you feel the texture way more on the skin, so it's more peeling. And the Pulsar is not. So, and also keep in mind this pad is nearly €60 in Europe if you want to buy it, and this one is €44.95 at La Onda shop. So are they close together? I think if you want a really soft pad which gives you a lot of control on a hybrid, the Venus is the better choice. If you like it really more the hybrid style, more like a control hybrid which you don't sink into much, the ES1 is your pick. And if I compare it to an Otsu, that's my Otsu Mid Wine Red XL version. If you compare it to an Otsu, as you see, Otsu is not as sticky because it's the hardest Peron they've ever made. If you compare it, it's like the Otsu surface in general is different, totally different woven than a Venus or a ES1, and you feel it way more. That's a different control here. And Otsu Mid is a little bit faster, but in general, you also have to keep in mind the size is basically the same, I think, of the Otsu Mid. Yeah, it's the same size. Edge stitching here on Artisan is a little better for sure, but it's also like 20 to 25 euro more in price. So the ES1 is a good hybrid pad, and we are going over now to the ES2, which is for me the more important pad of those two pads. At first I thought, oh, who wants to buy a yellow pad or a yellow pad with black, whatever, and then I just put it out. I played this pad for a short period before I played it on stream and before the YouTube video we made, and then I played it over 8 hours on stream live on Apex, and was totally enjoyable, was totally able to play with it, and in between I just pulled out this pad for a short period, like for 1 or 2 control matches, and I thought about with the Bruce Lee, with the glass guitar, and I thought about, wow, that's like the stopping point is really good and the glide is still consistent. And it directly reminds me of one pad, which I will pull out now. It's like, you saw how it sticks? It's like, the stickiness is nice. You see, it's like, you really need some force to get it loose to the desk. It's pretty cool made. And then I just thought, man, Sovi, you remember this pad? I mean, if you compare it, it's smaller than the ES2. It doesn't stick as good as the ES2. It's like a little bit higher, like 0.5 higher than the ES2. And overall, stop feeling wasn't that good on the pad for me. I didn't enjoy it well. It was like, for me, and it's still like this here. You can't do this, by the way, here. And I don't know, and on European Amazon, German Amazon, it's still $44.99. The ES2 is $44.95 on La Onda shop. And I can tell you, if Zoe would have made this pad here in red in this color, I would have said Zoe made the best pad they've ever made, but they didn't. But if you like the Rouge and you thought you need a little bit more comfort, better stopping point, more detailed glide feeling overall, or in general, this pad evolved into a better one, get the ES2, guys. This here is the GSR killer, in my opinion. That's an awesome pad. And then now you will ask me, yeah, but then compare it with the Zero or something like that. I have the Zeros here. I don't want to compare it because the Zeros are like high floor for me. It's like no use. I have the Saturn Pro here in red, and I compared it already. It's like the Saturn Pro is a little bit slower in my opinion with the glass gates, and with the PTFEs, it's nearly the same. Just an overall feeling. Also, Saturn is also 0.5 higher if you compare it to the ES2. So it's 3.5 in height. This is 3 in height. And stopping point here is even more detailed, but the pad overall, so the glide is also slower because of the X-Soft Poron Liesle Gaming is using. So this will give you even more control and more stopping power, or a better stop point overall with both, with glass and PTFE skates. But also keep in mind it's 60 euro and this, or 65, depends on where you buy it and how you buy it. And this one is like 45. And I think for some people who want to have more glide feeling, this one will be the better choice. And if you want to have it slower with a very, very soft pad feeling in general, where you like when you push it, you directly feel the desk, the hardness of the desk, then you get the Saturn. And if you don't want to directly feel the hardness of your desk, but still want to have a very comfortable, soft feeling with a good stopping point and a very smooth glide and a good start. The start point is not too sticky. It's just like you can initially start it and make micro corrections, but you also can stop very good. Then you go with the ES2, I think. So for me, as I said, the ES2 is the first pad this year which really impressed me. And I thought there will be no pad so fast or this early in the year who impressed me. Also, I didn't have this on my radar. We just got them for the shop. I bought two myself to show you. And I was really, really surprised about this one. And just to bring back to the debate about Alpha Cell, which is like the Chinese version of Poron, I can show you our Alpha Cell just to compare it. Here's our Alpha Cell, that's theirs. Our stitching is like even more thin and little tighter and flatter than the ones of Pulsar, but we will need way more time to bring our product to market. Pulsar is the fastest one, as I said already, and I think Pulsar made a very good work here. Both pads are eligible to be honored or mentioned as good or first Alpha Cell pads on the market who have like a unique characteristic and gave me a unique feeling while using it. So very well made, Pulsar. I can recommend both of the pads, but for me the clear winner is the ES2. And if you guys get one of those pads, do it. They are limited. We only know that the ES1 will come in pure black, I think without any printing. For the ES2, we have no confirmation that this will be released in any color or even gets released after the limited period or limited versions are sold out. That's it from my side so far. The next video will be next week, because we are not recording two videos this week, but next week we will come back with a mouse review for sure, and with our first new video about some latency and PC related stuff. I reworked a lot of stuff for you already, and this will be our next steps. So thanks for watching so far. Hope to see you on the next videos also. Goodbye, guys.